also, like, it's not just fighting for my kid, but don't forget, in that same time, I was fighting the
I
NFL,
know all
right?
of that.
I was
No, but
fighting
that's what they do.
giants,
They set the
fucking
pressure.
giants. I was fighting giants, and nobody fucking came to help me. And listen,
That's
at that
the
time,
thing.
I Jay-Z, Rock Nation was supposed to negotiate that, but they wanted me to sign this thing, which was slavery. It was modern day slavery where NFL takes 100% of my earnings, and that is slavery. So you can say you're for Black Power, yet you're doing that, like how? How? If Malcolm X did say, if you sympathize with oppression, right, in anywhere, you sympathize with oppression everywhere, you know, and you cannot be the oppressing force in one place and cry, be the very thing that cries about oppression, making $1 billion in the next. And the only justification to why he's more right than I am is because he says to people, he goes into boardrooms and says to people, which I will never say, is he says, it's important for me to be a billionaire, because Black people need to be billionaires. And why does specifically he, at that time, I've had this conversation with white money people when they go, it's important that Jay-Z becomes a billionaire. And I go, why? And they said, because he wants to open up a casino. He wants to open up this. He should have an alcoholic brand. He needs to have a casino. He needs to have this. And you're like, why the fuck does anybody need a casino? Like another fucking casino
Prints money
in this
all day,
world.
and it makes it very possible for people to launder money all day.
Yeah. So, like, why, even the fact that you want to become so powerful, then you're not saying because he needs to build schools for Black people in Black neighborhoods. It's because he wanted to build casinos for Black people.
For them to keep wasting their money, and then for him to keep selling
Yes.
them overpriced merchandise. It's a rat trap.
Yeah.
All of it is. The sad part is that hip hop has now turned itself over to this greed machine and doesn't realize it's time to unplug. It's time to unplug.
Yeah. So in terms of bringing people to higher consciousness, and this is something that Black people very openly talk about, and it's about getting back to that, and going, okay, like this is where we're at, this is what's happening, you have to have people brave enough to do the thing and talk and bring up these conversations. And it's about trying to get through to as many souls as possible, because you gambling is not going to fix the soul. It's a cheap exterior fix. You gambling and winning $50,000 or $100,000 is an external fix, but it does not check in with your spirit. It's inside out every step of the way. And that is what it's about. And Kanye's had to go through this lesson because he made that $1 billion exactly on all those principles. Then he had to lose it, and that was his battle. He had to lose it, show people he can lose it, and show that he's not destroyed. But he had to pay that price. Yeah, and also
He did most certainly had to pay that price, but Kanye is doing okay, even though he went DEFCON whatever on the Jewish community, unfortunately. But he's doing fine. He's making new shoes. He's still violating Adidas any chance he get. He's doing okay. But besides that, I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And Jaguar Wright definitely needs to fix her fucking Wi-Fi still. I know she's getting some bread. She can afford some good Wi-Fi, can she not? Either way. they're on here violating Jay-Z. I guess Jay-Z wants to build a casino for black people to spend money on and spend money in. And look, hey, it sounds like a businessman to me. Now, I get it. He does push for the black pipe, but, you know, when you're a rich rapper, you can only do so much. You still have to kind of be buddy-buddy with wiggers like Roger Goodell. Either way.
There's millions of people like Diplo. You know, there's like millions of people caught in this. Even fans, you don't even have to be an artist. But everybody who's caught in that consciousness needs freeing. So you've got to kind of like work from the top to be like, what is causing that? Even Beyonce needs repentance, you know, and she needs forgiveness and she needs saving. Like, we're not saying this is, you know, you're attacking the thing that philosophy, because she is working in it. She's another person who needs freeing from it, because she's been told that is the only way to attain greatness for a black person. And it's like, you know, that is how they get you, because they say, don't you want this as a black person? Don't you want power? Because we're going to give you power. But then that power comes at a cost. And what we're trying to do is go, let's look at it. Let's just look at it for what it is, you know? And true power, like true power and the power that God's given people, it exists within, you know? And black people have that. It's not like they don't. They already have it, you know?
To
and
not believe it. This is mind control.
You cannot be the oppressing force in one place and cry. Be the very thing that cries about oppression, making $1 billion in the next. And
yeah, I think we already watched that clip, but the first part we didn't see. So yeah. Either way, I think my M.I.A. right now is disgruntled. It sounds like whatever she had going on with Jay-Z, it sounds like it's not going on with anymore. And that's what happens, especially as an artist, when you start to lose heat. Whoever was backing you at the moment of the time you had all the heat, they step away, and that's what it sounds like happened here. Now, was she signed to a 360? Of course. Now, is Jay-Z a hypocrite for preaching freedom amongst black musicians and artists and owning your music and stuff and still sliding niggas to slave deals? So you will have a point there if that's what you wanted to argue, because that is pretty hypocritical if you think about it. But at the end of the day, he's a businessman. And if you're going to praise Jay-Z for building this black billionaire business guy, then when he has to make business decisions like signing niggas to 360s and owning their masters, can't say nothing's wrong with it. Can't say nothing's wrong with it at all, unfortunately. But shout out to M.I.A. Shout out to Jaguar, right? Look, M.I.A. was hard when she was on Swagger. No one on the corner. That's her. No one on the corner has swagger like us. You know, she had a little run for a minute. But unfortunately, like I said, that heat will die out eventually. But at the end of the day, she still has some clout, clearly. People still fuck with M.I.A. People still fuck with Jaguar, right? Clearly. And so they're doing what most people do with clout, with even a stench of clout. Just a little stench. It ain't even got to be a lot of clout. Just like a little crack of clout. A little line, you know, the little bit of crack that Cam was doing at Jim Jones' house growing up. That it's just a little. That's all the clout they need. Just a little bit of it. Just a little bit of it. And if you come out disgruntled and saying you don't like a certain person like Jay-Z or Beyonce, you get eyes put on you because you are who you are at the end of the day. So either way, let me know what y'all think about it in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike, and this, as always, is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.